Hello people, in this tutorial I want to take a look at some of the missing features that I have hanging around since I started working with the aiming. So since I have the aiming in place now and it's working as kind of okay, I think. I wanted to take a look at some of the animations because, for example, we can't strafe left or right, and we don't have animations for strafing in walking or not in running either. So actually, I started to take a look at what we're missing, and so I kind of want to backstep a little bit. And I started working with this initially, but then I got kind of sidetracked by all the nice things I wanted to do. So these are the basic movements that we have in place now, and we don't have anything for running sideways. And actually, we have a few problems also we need to solve. For example, running in this mode, this does not really look natural. So I want to kind of look into how to solve this. But first of all, I actually want to stay focused in this tutorial on the unarmed state. So this is going to be a visit to Mixamo once again, and it's hopefully going to be pretty easy. So go in here and search for strafe, and we have a number of strafe animations. I think I picked one called, either it was left strafe, this one maybe, maybe it's this one, I can't really remember, or maybe I think it was a male version, the blue guy, and this one. These two I ended up going with, but anyway, just pick the one that you like best, or make it yourself. So anyway, as usual, we download these. I have it ready in my animations already. So run strafe here. This is the one I have, and I would just go Q download and choose FBX, no skin, and so on, and get the FBX download. So then we need to take a little detour around Maya as usual to add the the root. And now Maya decided to stop working, apparently. Seems so. Great. No. Now it responded. So anyway, let's go to the desktop. So I have let's take the right strafe first. So he's facing us now, as you can see on the two light bulbs, the two eye sockets here. So anyway, pick the pelvis as usual and limit it to 20 because we could see there are 20 key frames here. So this is the animation, and it has motion in the moving direction. So since we're not using root motion for these movements here, we need to get rid of them. So add with this tool up here, add a root joint. I believe you have seen this several times now if you followed my tutorials. So I'm not gonna go into too much detail around this, but if you still don't know what I'm doing, I suggest you go back and check out some of the first videos I made with this. Okay, so let's go into the graph editor, which popped up on the other screen. And let's locate the movement. It looks like this is the movement axis. So we, for one thing, we want to make sure that this movement gets zeroed out. So move it in like something like this. Doesn't have to be really precise. So now we have the motion in place. So I don't think we need to do much more on this one. So just export all. and let's call it right strafe 2. And let's do it for the left one also. So new scene and import the left strafe, and it's 20 frames as well, so set this to 20 and make our root, zero up the root location, and select, shift select, and press P. Shift select and press P. There we go. So let's get rid of the movement. Transition X looks like it's going the opposite direction, which makes good sense. Okay, somewhere around this. Okay, and then we have the motion in place. So export that one. Left strafe 2. So that's the 2 strafe animations. So let's pop into Unreal Engine again and import our animations. Something I've been trying out, didn't work out. Desktop, left strafe, right, and left, and that was the right strafe and the left strafe. Okay, interesting. Okay, I forgot to name the root bone for root. Gotta fix that. This one is called joint 1. Wonder if I did that on your first one, but it didn't show any error. So assume that, oops, I didn't. Let me just turn down the volume real quick. Okay, better. Hope you guys can still hear me. Seems so. Anyway, let's go back into Unreal. And now let's try and import strafe 2. So that's the 2 animations. Yeah, so duplicate and retarget to our skeleton we want to use. And there we go. So just rename them, and then we have our blend space here. So these 2 animations we just added in are the corresponding directly strafe left and right. So it's not any of the diagonal ones. So they are going to be on this line, which is if you look at the little text, I can't really point, but it says right -200 and forward 0. So this is going to be the right -600 and forward 0. So let's pick them. We call them something called strafe. To pick the left strafe, you might want to call them run, but just not going to spend time on that right now. So now you can see when we run, we have the strafing motion here. So we're missing this one. Well, it looks almost acceptable, but this one is kind of really bad looking. And we could also try and just use, because this is the one we want to use up here, the location, could try to use this one, but it doesn't really look natural, I'd say. So let's create these 2 animations first. And actually what we are going to do is just to reuse the same animation, and that's kind of the way because I couldn't really find any real good ones on Mixamo, so I just used this one. So this is the left one, and I kind of like to, when I make these adjustments, to make sure that I have a know where the eyes are, because this is the way they point. So in this situation, we want to have him strafe, in a diagonal angle. So this one is the rotate. I pick the root and I rotate him. I think it's minus 45 degrees, so that now he is going to be running, um, yeah, at an angle, kind of like this direction, if you can imagine there's a line here. But the way you usually run is that you would kind of, if you presume that you're the camera, and or you're looking, the guy here is looking at us, so he would have his head turned towards us actually, and he's kind of pointing to somewhere towards the middle. And well, we could try just go with this actually. What I actually prefer to do is to make sure that I don't have any rotation here. I don't think it matters in this particular situation, but I kind of like to have them always at 0. So I select the root of the hip, sorry, and press Shift P to unparent this one, and then I pick the root and I zero this one out, and I click the hip and Shift click the root and press P again to reroute it. So now I have still the diagonal direction here, but on my root I have no, I don't have any rotation on the Z-axis. So I could just try and export this all to left strafe diagonal. And let's try and bring that in and see how that looks. So import that animation and pick this one. So, and then retarget it to our skeleton, which is Adam. And get rid of the copy and find our blend space, which I put in here. And then I'm just going to replace it up here on the left one. So let's see how it looks now when I run forward. He looks forward, and if I strafe running, it's going to be looking forward. And if I strafe at an angle, he's kind of looking. He's kind of looking. If we can I do this? Actually, let me try something. Yeah. So if I he's kind of looking at this direction, and I kind of want him to, because he's running this direction, I kind of want him to more look this direction. So I want to fix that in the animation. I've done that before actually, just with some of the walking animations. So, but I thought this would kind of illustrate why we had this issue, and maybe I actually did that. I can't remember. Anyway, so so what I do is to kind of align up this little square down here, so it's kind of like this rather than this. And then I want to try to have the eyes look towards me. So I click the head joint up here, it says Mixamo head, and go to the graph editor. And then I try to manipulate these rotate Z values a little bit. And the thing is that we have some odd rotation on the local rotation axis, I believe. So when I'm changing this, he's gonna kind of, it's not entirely correct, this one, and if I try to modify this one, it's gonna not be turning his head, and also this one, if I try this one, he's just gonna look down. So none of these are really by itself sufficient really to get that effect I'm after. So I'm just gonna use first the Z axis, and then I'm gonna also alter the y-axis a little bit, kind of get that direction. It looks okay, I think. I haven't really, I don't know, I've just tried out. I don't have any particular values I know works, but I just eyeball these kind of. So they may be a little bit off, and an animator will probably have a few things to say about this, but anyway, I'm not an animator, I'm just doing this out of a practical point of view. So just gonna go export this one, call it diagonal. So let's try that out again, see if that works a little bit better. So get rid of, now we can actually just double click it and say re-import, because it's the same file, just overridden. So retarget again, and this time I need to delete this one, and let's assume it's correct. So where did I put it? Here. So something with diagonal. This one. Okay. So let's see if that's better. So we have the front running and the side running, and we have the strafe running. So this looks better, I think. And that's a kind of a nice transition between the three left movements now. So this is okay. The right one is just stuck with the walking right now, so let's go and fix that as the last thing in this video. And after that we'll continue with some of the other animations. That was not Maya. So, new scene, and import the right strafe 2, and let's see, we have the root here, or the hip, so it's 20 frames we can see, and we want to position the camera again, and first we want to turn him, I think, on the root. Yep, and it was minus 45, so this time it's gotta be 45, and he's facing this direction now, so let's turn him around like this, and we have this little square down here. It's kind of aligned up now, and we want the head to point towards us. So go into the animation, graph edits again, and let's try the same trick, just do it the other way around. So this one probably needs to go up a little bit, and this one probably needs to something like this maybe. This looks okay, I think. Yeah, this looks okay. It's gonna work. So export that one and call it right strafe 2 diagonal, and back to Unreal. Import it again. Oh, import it. And retarget. And get rid of the copy. And fix the blend space. So gotta go up here. Oh yeah, and actually one thing, because yeah, now it's looking good in all these directions. So I'm quite happy with this. It's a pretty good control, I think, and the animations are looking pretty smooth. So one thing I promised to also address was this stuff here with the, because you can still run and all that stuff, which looks silly, and you can still run backwards, which is, and this is completely off. So actually I want to split this up in 2 videos, because this kind of takes a little bit of time. So in the next video we're going to take a look at these, how to limit this so it suits what I want to do better. And if you have something else you want to do, obviously you need to make some adjustments according to what I do here. So before I end this, I just want to take these animations here. I don't know if I did this already in this project. I kind of like it to gather them in the same folder. So I put them in here together with the blend space. So remember to save all in whatever you imported up here while getting them onto the Atom skeleton. You can delete again. We don't need that. So we're ready for the next batch. Okay, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed and thank you for watching. Bye.